I'm on the road again. Yes, I'm on that road again. Anyway, I wanted to come on here and talk about a quick talk to continue, boy, I can't speak, to continue Atlanta's struggle. Someone made a great point. I was comment about Georgia. The surrounding areas looked greener. You know, the grass are greener. The house look okay. The people look like they're got it all. Inside of Atlanta is no different from Philadelphia or New York City, if you want to be specific. What I mean by it's no different, it's urban, predominantly class of people that live there, blacks. One of the proudest moments, and I think one of the reasons why I came here, I love it when I get off the plane and I used to hear Cassine Reed voice. Welcome to Atlanta, and how he went on and he's saying things about Atlanta makes me proud that I'm here amongst all these blacks. Blacks in Philadelphia too, but there's also a cultural. They're not secluded in one spot. Atlanta, to me, that was the thought in my head, that it was a mega place, and you know, blacks are going to be, you know, Martin Luther Kingers, and they're going to be very supportive. And to be honest, and don't get mad with me now, please do not, no more hate. Martin Luther King, I see, are celebrated more up north. Yes. The schools are closed. It's a holiday that's more looked upon. Here, yeah, Black History Month, we focus on, or Martin Luther King birthday. They may have a little something at his center or at the church, whatever. I don't see the spirit, and or maybe I don't see it, but I don't feel the spirit of celebrating Martin Luther King. I was beginning to think that his mission did not do anything for Atlanta. That's how I felt. But I see up north the respect that they given to his day. And that was an eye-opening for me. I was a little disillusioned to see that the level of hate, the level of the way we treat each other. And I'm talking about black people here in the South, the Southerners. I want you to know, if you're born and raised here in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia peach, I'm not here to take your peach. I don't want to be a peach. I'm happy being me. Not that I'm trying to knock you down, but from an outside looking in, Atlanta has a lot of work. When I was hearing a lot about the kids in school, the corruption, I felt some kind of way, because I thought that since it was a black mega and, you know, the schools should be up to par, but it wasn't. So I'm hearing. And I don't know what is it that the parents are not involved. Is it that the parents are just expecting the teachers to do their job, but we still have to step up and make sure these kids get the education they deserve. Then again, I thought about how the kids, the kind of teenagers that I deal with, and some may say they're abandoned, they have issues with their dad, and they don't want to go to school and all that negative stuff. Some are homeless, which I find it very interesting. They're very homeless. They run away from home and they're just out there. And I used to, I'm still on their list. I volunteer with a facility that helped the homeless teens. I didn't go much because it was kind of far for me. I'm going to try to go. They have something where you can go into the school and mentor the teenager, and I might try that. Because of my schedule, busy, I haven't been able to do it, but that's something that's on my mind, and it's been on my mind. So I need to get out there and start doing the volunteer more with the kids. When I was doing it, we went to the CNN Center, and I see that they feed the kids there. The homeless kids would come, no question asked, and they would get things, and you know, and I felt some kind of way for them. I don't know anything. I was just volunteer. And some part of the other volunteer, which I didn't do, they would go out into Atlanta, surrounding Atlanta, and also distribute care packet to the teenagers. When I was in California, Atlanta, let me backtrack. Atlanta is not LA. Like I said before, it's not San Francisco. It is, well, it's considered San Francisco of the South because of the gay community. And it's a predominantly a large percent of gays in Atlanta. So if you need to know that too. Just FYI, nothing if that's what you're looking for. One of the things that I also read, and that the research said a large percent of Atlantans or Georgian, black, they saying it's women are HIV positive. So it's very, you know, you need to take care of yourself, get tested. If you're coming to Atlanta and you think you're gonna, if you're the type that date just free, be careful. That's some of the struggles. One of the struggles that I noticed, and I talked to some people in Atlanta, and it's happening in Philadelphia. It's not only Atlanta. Whites are coming back into town. In Philadelphia, used to they run to the suburb. Run away from, I don't know who they're running away from. Sorry. But the suburb is pretty nice, so I guess they wanted to do, but they find out that due to traffic, due to distant from their job in the city, they're coming back into Philadelphia and they're buying up the houses. And I try to, because I'm thinking about going back, and I look at some houses in Philadelphia, it's way overpriced, like in the 500 and up. So I happened to talk to this guy who was born and raised here, and the same thing is happening in Atlanta. They're coming back from the suburb. They're coming down into the Atlanta area where it's easy access to their job, easy access to the store, easy access to go places, do things, see the movies, Coca-Cola Center, or if you like that, or if you like to go to shows, if you want to go to the aquarium, they're living around that area. And it's getting very expensive. The people that was there that are poor, that can't afford anything, that have their house for a long time, but maybe they didn't pay their taxes or whatever. The water bill, I heard, is high. They're pushing them out now. Pushing them out. And with Atlanta, what I hate about Atlanta, I did not know this happened until I was driving around when I first got here, and my sister had lived in, my sister was living at the time in DeKalb County, and she lived in a gated community. It was a subdivision, and it was HOA, something like that, where they pay their dues. And I drove past this house before I got to her house, and I saw on the lawn the furnitures, and people were just gravitating. Even my sister, I'm like, why are you taking the people them stuff? She's told me it was free. The people couldn't pay their mortgage, or maybe they foreclosed, or if they rented and they couldn't pay legally, the cops comes, and I guess he comes with help, and they throw their stuff out on the lawn. Can you imagine? Never in my life. That doesn't happen in Philadelphia, and sure as hell it don't happen in New York. You can hardly get them out your house up north. They'll stay there forever and ever. Let me tell you, my brother had an apartment building. He finally sold it just because of the tenants. They will stay in the house not paying any rent. Legally, they're buying, because you cannot throw somebody out their house. It's snowing up there. If it's snow, what kind of weather, you can't throw them out the house. That's the law. But here in Georgia, just like the light bill, $200 and $350, and you can't come up with that money. Click, click, click. No light. And they make you pay a fee to turn it on, plus. So it's a struggle. It's a struggle for people who cannot afford it. How did the people live here before? I don't know. I can't answer that. I really can't. But because of that, I see you always got something going on. You got to have a hustle. You got to have a side hustle. You got to have a side hustle. You got to have something going on to make it here. And it's not even trying to make it. It's just to help you ease the pressure of the bills, because no way you can save here. My friend went back. She went back up north, and she called me and she said, because I didn't hear from her, you know, I have some people from north was here, and those are the people that I would able to drive and go meet them, because the people here, they don't want to drive to go out or anything. And she told me that she finally left, and she said, Patrice, I'm able to save now. I'm able to save some money in the bank. When I was in Georgia, I was hungry. I wasn't able to